What up? What up? Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. We hail from all over. Anyway, it's me. It's that M-A double T. And we're here with our Friday edition of the huge. Oh, and it's riding with me as always is my big bro, Scott, Huge Pop.
I need a catchphrase, man.
I mean, this shtick's been going for almost a year and a half now. So
Get huge. How about that?
Something
Something like that.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be talking about Little League World Series, what happened last Sunday. We're gonna talk a little bit about the Detroit Lions, Kansas City Chiefs. We're gonna be talking about our picks of the week for tonight. We have CMU versus Michigan State in college football. And then we got the other 9 games that we picked to start our picks or weekly picks. So, Luis Olape from California is an American hero now.
He's a stud, bro.
I mean, that's the stuff that, like, when I was in the backyard, me and my boys would go up. Me and my friends would go to like Co-op Park in Indian River, and just like lob balls in there and try to hit home runs to win the World Series. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that you like to see. And like the kid's 12 years old, and this will be a moment that if he doesn't get any bigger than this is a moment that he will remember for the rest of his life.
And I'll take you way back. Remember the days where we lived in Indian River down on the beach and the neighbor was never home and they had a fireplace outside as a backstop, and probably 50 yards out was the other neighbor's little fence. So we had a home run contest there hitting tennis balls, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, at our house, in the house, Mom and Dad's house, that the Blue Chalet, we had that area where it could be used as a backstop as well. Mm-hmm. And we would use, if we wanted to go to Boston, the Green Monster was their big barn. And then, so.
We made do what we had, and it was fun, so.
Stickball on Grandview Beach.
Yeah.
Never go wrong.
So.
But yeah, Luis Olape is a national hero for the Little League World Series. Hits a walk-off home run against Curacao, a team who was returning 5 starters from last year's Little League World Series team.
And the game started out as I was like, holy crap, California's going to blow these guys out because they got off to a fast start. And then I just got busy doing stuff, and then I caught highlights of Lupe hitting that walk off. I'm like, wow, I missed a big game. And that just shows you the heart of those kids. You know, they give it all out on the line. And what I loved the most about that was there's not so much poor sportsmanship. They're all out there having fun. You know, you hate to lose, but the winners don't brag a lot either. So.
Unless you're that kid from, I can't remember where he is from, but he threw his helmet. I don't know if you saw that.
I seen that. And then you got these guys ripping their shirts, like, or whatever. I'm like, whatever. It is what it is.
And then you got grown-ass adults like me who like to wear football jerseys.
There you go. There you go. What a segue.
Anyway, we can talk about football. We can talk about...
Since we're on baseball, what's the wild card?
Oh yes, Major League Baseball is we're still in the. We got standings right now. The leaders in the clubhouse right now are Baltimore, winning the division by a game and a half.
Yeah.
Minnesota has a 5-game lead on Cleveland. 9 on the Tigers. I mean, we're out of it, but Not really.
We don't got that we don't got the elimination mark by our things like Kansas City or Oakland.
Yeah, I mean, we're
Come
not
on.
awful. I mean, we're in the middle of the road. Seattle and Houston are tied for the lead in that division.
Wow. That got interesting real fast.
And the Texas Rangers are a game back. So
yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
So the wild card for that one, Tampa and Houston and Texas. Those are the 3 wild card teams in the American League right now.
There's enough games. I don't know if I'd be sleeping on Toronto just yet.
Toronto's 2.5 back.
So yeah, there's enough games there. So
moving on to the National League, we've got the Atlanta Braves and then everybody else.
Yep.
They have a 14-game cushion on Philly. Philly, sorry about your luck. Maybe next year you can get someone else to try to.
And the weird part of it, look at Philly's. They're so far behind Atlanta, and Philly's still in the wild card race.
Well, yeah, because I mean they're the second best team.
Yeah.
I mean they would be legit winning the Central Division right now.
Correct. Absolutely.
I mean I feel bad for like the Miami Marlins. They have such a great young team, but they're 21.5 games back of the Braves.
Right.
And they're a 500 ball club.
Yeah.
We got Milwaukee with a 3-game lead on Chicago and 6 on Cincinnati.
Yeah.
That's going to be a hot race coming down the stretch. And then the Dodgers, 13.5 game lead. No one out of the West is coming out of there besides
the
Dodgers. But the wild card for the National League, we got the Phillies, Cubs, and Giants are in the 3 wild cards. But thing is, the wild card race is pretty intense too, because Arizona and Cincinnati are both a game and a half back.
Right.
Of the wild card. So
yeah, it'll be interesting baseball here in the next month.
Here's Miami though. Miami, don't sleep on them. They're only 3 games back of that wild card.
Right. Absolutely. Well, it'll be interesting.
So, and I'm still going with what I had said before. It's going to be Baltimore. It's going to be Minnesota. And I like that Seattle team. And I'm rooting for Seattle to win those are my 3 division winners. I'm rooting for those 3 to win.
And we're going to root for some other team to overcome Houston in the wild card, right?
Yes, I hate Houston.
Houston cheaters.
The Houston Trash Tros.
Yes.
And then, of course, Atlanta. And I'd love to see the Cubs come and nip the Brew Crew.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. That's going to be good.
And then the Dodgers there's no chance that they're losing that division. So,
no, I got that pretty much safe.
So, this is like I don't pay attention and really watch baseball until this time of year. To really, right. Because the first 100 games, it's like, all right. The first 3 months of the year, it means something. It helps you get to this point, but it's like, all right, do we? You know what I mean?
I think the turn happens at All-Star break, and then you start watching the box scores and watching the standings. You know, for me, I agree. For me, I don't watch any NBA hardly ever until playoffs.
Hockey's the same way.
I love hockey playoffs, but I just can't watch the season. And I think baseball's the same way, and that might disqualify us as sports fans, but just not interested in that stuff that early on. So,
I mean, see, I love what we're going to be talking about here next with the college football stuff. I love this college football simply because every game matters.
Yep.
every game matters up until to the last game of the season.
Yeah.
If you lose early, you still have an opportunity, but your window gets very small at that point.
Correct.
You need a lot to happen. And if you lose late, sorry about your luck, you probably won't make the playoffs.
Yep, probably won't.
But I don't want to go too fast. I feel like I'm speed. So we go through the top. We'll go through the top 25 to see who people what we think about like the rankings and whatnot. Okay. Let's see, NCAA football. So the AP top 25. Iowa is number 25.
Yep.
Tulane 24.
Right.
Texas A&M 23. Ole Miss 22. UNC 21, and at 20 Oklahoma.
Right.
Do you see any of those 5 people climbing up higher than the bottom 5?
My opinion, because you see it all the time, people in the Big Ten have learned never, ever, ever count out Iowa. At least as a Michigan fan, I know that. I mean, they may not have won as much against Michigan as it may sound like, but they give Michigan a game. It seems like as a Michigan fan, they always are giving Michigan a game, at least for the first half or first 3 quarters, you know. So Iowa, I see Iowa moving. And I'd like to see Oklahoma move because that's where our boy PJ plays golf for. So, you know, let's represent Oklahoma, I guess. But no, I think Iowa will move up.
I agree with Oklahoma for sure. I mean, I think they're one of the more underrated teams.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think they'll finish in the top 15.
Yeah.
If not, maybe even top 10. Because I think this is their last year in the Big 12.
Okay. So
I think they can win they might be able to win a Big 12 championship. They got a lot. They got Kansas State and Texas to deal with, but I think they. Right. But next 5, Wisconsin at 19, Oregon State at 18, TCU at 17, Kansas State at 16, and Oregon at 15.
I'm a Big Ten guy, so I'd always love to see Big Ten teams move up and have good years. I mean, because I'm sick and tired of people saying that Big Ten is weak. Their schedules are weak. They don't deserve it. Look what happens. I'm over those stories. I mean, I'd love to see Wisconsin move up. Again, Wisconsin, as a Michigan fan, you don't sleep on Wisconsin. You just don't. But out of those 15, the 5 that you just listed, it's interesting that Oregon and Oregon State are in the top. That's always going to be a good battle. But I see TCU. I mean, they got a good ball club. We found that out last year. They have heart. If nothing else, they have heart. And sometimes I think on a Saturday, heart's what it takes to win some ball games. So,
grit.
Yep.
Absolutely. That's a big one for. I'm going to go. The team to watch out of that 5, outside of Wisconsin, is Kansas State. I think Kansas State is gonna make some noise. They are very talented. They missed the playoffs last year, and I think they got beat. It was TCU beat them to get in, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it was a close game.
That was a game and a half. Yeah, that was a good game.
I'm going to go Kansas State and Wisconsin will sneak into the top 10.
Okay.
I think they're going to get in some battles for sure. Then of course you can never count out Oregon. They're always good with those nasty unis that they wear. But yeah, I'm going to go Kansas State as my sleeper in that one. My team that'll move up. 14 is Utah, 13 Notre Dame, 12 Tennessee, Texas at 11.
Oh.
I know that was just 4, but I'm going to go to the top 5 or top 10 next.
All those 4 teams you just listed are solid. All 4 of those teams that you listed are going to give somebody some big names some problems. I love Tennessee and I love Texas. I love them because of what I see them do against Alabama last year. So if I had to pick one out of that group, I'm going to say Tennessee. Watch out.
There's 2 teams, and they're ranked 12 and 13. Tennessee's going to do – they always put together a program, and Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Notre Dame in 3 weeks on September 23rd should have that game circled. In South Bend, they bring in the Buckeyes.
Yeah.
And that game's at 7:30 at night.
At South Bend?
Yeah.
I'll chalk that up for a loss for the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Let's go Irish.
I'm just going to go out on a limb and tell you that right now.
That'll be a game we pick. And until Ohio State proves me otherwise, it's going to be an L for them.
Yep, absolutely.
So I'm going to go Notre Dame, Tennessee. They have if Notre Dame's able to beat Ohio State, they will be a Final Four team.
Yeah, that's ball.
That's going to be that's my hot take. I think they could get into the Final Four. All they have to do is they have to win out. But if they go and have Ohio State come in and they beat Ohio State, it's done.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
So 10 through 5 or 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. 10 being Washington. 9 Clemson. 8 Florida State. 7 Penn State and 6 USC.
I'm going to echo the words that my brother used about Notre Dame, about one team in that list. I agree, Matt, with Notre Dame. Don't get me wrong. If they can pull that off against Ohio State, they'll be in the conversation about the playoffs. Also, Florida State University. Not because I live in Florida, but I've seen stuff on that team. They look solid. They're going to make some noise, and they could possibly get into that top 4, top 5 at least.
So. Again, I have 3 teams. 3 teams, and so half that list. And it's USC, Penn State, Florida State. They're all traditional teams. You're starting to see the traditional the teams with tradition circle back around to being contenders again. Because USC was down for the longest time,
absolutely.
But USC, their last year in the Pac-12, then they're going to come and play real football when they play us in the Big Ten. Penn State, traditional powerhouse. Yep. And we play them. Michigan plays them. I think we're going to be, and they're always good. That Happy Valley is a tough place to play.
But is that Happy Valley this year?
This year, I think we have them in the big house this year.
Good.
Oh no, we got to go there.
Really?
The day after my birthday. So. Happy birthday.
I don't like that. I don't like that, but man, at all do I not like that.
I mean, that's a game and a half. That is the second biggest game on our schedule. Unfortunately.
Damn, dude.
The month of November is going to be brutal for Michigan.
Yeah. And out of those 4 games that I'm looking at, one's a sleeper. Another one's close to a sleeper, but you're not going to sleep on Purdue. Bro, damn, I didn't realize that. That's a tough schedule. Sorry.
Yeah, we don't have the privilege of playing an Alabama schedule.
No, we don't. Anyways.
So, and then Florida State, my third one. I'm picking Florida State to win the ACC.
Yeah.
And I said that last week. I think I think FSU is finally coming around again, and they're gonna be really good.
Yep.
The top 5, according to the AP. LSU 5, Bama 4, Ohio 3, Michigan 2, Georgia 1. I think that's accurate. I don't think that there's anyone that's. I think the team that's gonna drop, if anyone drops out of that top 5, it's gonna be Ohio State. And that's if they lose to Notre Dame. If they lose to Notre Dame, and then we beat them in November, they're not making the Final Four.
No. Wow. I have 2 teams up there that are, in my opinion, looking at their schedule, have opportunities to lose. The bottom. Shoot. Ohio State. They have some tough. They have some tough teams. Ohio State does.
What's going on, Heel Kevin? Welcome.
Alabama, they're gonna have some problems, I think. But I think before the end of the year, you're gonna see Alabama and Ohio State trying to pull themselves back into the top 5. But I think it's gonna be too late.
Hey, listen, Kevin. Kevin, we're not Big Blue. That's Kentucky, my guy. That's Kentucky.
So here, Kevin. All right, let's start this conversation, because what's your team, my guy?
He's if I remember right, he's a Georgia Bulldog. I could be wrong. Probably am.
You're a Georgia Bulldog guy?
I know he lives in Georgia.
No, he's not. But he doesn't want to share who he roots for.
I mean, as long as it's not Alabama, I think I'll be fine.
Right.
No, without question, the Georgia Bulldogs are the best team in the nation.
Yeah.
Without question.
Dude, I don't know this. So.
God damn, you're putting me on the spot.
The man with the questions has no answers.
Just when you think you have all the answers, I forget the questions.
The host of the MATT, the Wednesday show, the man with all the questions, cannot answer this question.
Oh, hell no. What?
You and I.
Kevin.
You know what
Kevin,
we gotta do? Matt, you know what we gotta do?
All right. Okay, Kevin. The Friday, the day before you guys lose in November, I invite you on. Because we're going to have a 4-person panel, and I think you're going to enjoy it. It's going to be us 2, you, and the leader of Shane Taylor Promotions himself, Shane Taylor. We'll hopefully get him in the house, and we can have a 4-person discussion about your Buckeyes and a real football team in Ann Arbor. So the invitation is extended to you. It's all you.
He's not gonna like my pick then this week, is he? Gotcha.
Oh, nice.
Pretty cool, man.
I mean, So again, we can do this. You can come on and pick weekly picks as well if you'd like, Kevin. I'm extending that to you as well. Just let me know and we'll make it happen. But now we get into our picks of the week.
All right.
So let's see. Here we go. Shoot, I sent it to you on a text. I didn't.
Bring him on.
No.
I got yours.
Okay, so we'll start off with LSU versus Florida. Is it Florida State?
Yep.
LSU, Florida State.
All right. You want me to go first?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
I know. Everybody's shit. That's gonna be, in my opinion, that's gonna be the number one game of the week. That game's gonna have everything playoff game would ever have or want to have. That's gonna be a good game.
Why is that? Oh, there we go.
Where we at? Where are we gonna be?
That's in Tallahassee.
Yes. No, that's at home. That's in Louisiana. Isn't it?
No, it's in Camping World kickoff. That must be in Jerry's World.
So either way,
it's in Orlando. It's in Orlando. So it's
okay.
a new.
Okay, I will say that I'm going to give it to Florida State for that game. I picked them to win. I picked them to win by 10 points.
I think Florida State wins as well, but I'm going to go with they're going to win by a field goal.
Okay.
It's going to be a tight game. It's going to be defense. It's going to be everything that you want out of a football game. Going Florida State by 3.
Okay.
Next one up is Colorado TCU.
Another damn good football game. Well, on paper, I would believe it's a good football game. You got TCU doing what they did last year. You got Colorado being taken over by what's his nuts?
Neon Sanders.
Neon Sanders. I remember what Neon did to the last college he was there. Brought that program from nothing to something. Quote me at this. Colorado's going to beat TCU, and we need to watch out for Colorado this year. They're going to do something big.
This is the first one we're going to disagree on. I'm going to go TCU. They're at home, coming off a national championship appearance. I think they want to get back to that, and I think they blow them out. They win by 21.
All right. It's going to be a close game to Colorado by 6. That's what I'm going to give it.
Colorado State, Washington State. That was one that I picked because I wanted to not do all like a bunch of just like top 25 teams. So that's the Big 12, right?
Washington State, I suppose. Yeah.
Hold on.
Washington.
Trying to find out where Pac-12. Yeah, that's a 7. Well, for us East Coasters, it starts at 7:00 on CBS SN. It's in Colorado.
Okay.
I want to see Colorado State win, but I'm going to pick Washington State by 14.
All right.
And then the last one is UNC against South Carolina.
Man, when I think of South Carolina, I think of was it Clooney?
Jadavian Clowney.
Clowney drilling our quarterback.
And that game is in Charlotte. The game is played where the Panthers played their home games.
Yeah.
So the neutral site again.
UNC versus South Carolina. I'm going to give it to UNC by a touchdown.
I'm going to go with South Carolina. I think they pull off the upset. And I think they win by 10. I think they come out and they want to beat UNC. They want to get into the top 25. And I think they get it done.
All right. And
so
I picked 4 games as well. I'll start from the bottom and then work up. I picked Auburn versus UMass.
I mean, anyone with half a brain's picking Auburn on that one. I think they blow them out.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be by 2 scores. Yep. I work with a guy that went to Auburn, so I had to throw that on there. But there's an ice bucket challenge. Whatever team loses, because we're at work. We have me as a Michigan fan, a Mississippi State fan, an Auburn fan, and an LSU fan. And the team that loses this week gets doused with a bucket of ice water. So, but I do agree. Auburn's gonna mop the floor with UMass. Shouldn't be no question. Mississippi State versus Southeast Louisiana. Another seems to me like a no-brainer.
Yeah, Mississippi State win by at least 2 scores.
Yeah. And the guys down here are gonna like you, Matt. I will go against Mississippi State. They're going to lose by a field goal.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Southeast Louisiana is going to come out. Here's where it's going to get interesting. This one's for you, Heel Kevin, if you're still watching. Let's get your hot take on this one. Ohio State versus Indiana.
Trap game. Trap game. Trap game. They don't get to lead off the season playing Youngstown State this year. They don't get to play Alma College. They don't get to play Mott Community College. They don't get to play an Alabama schedule. It's not gonna be a blowout. I believe Ohio State will win, but by 14. They'll win by 2 scores, but it's not going to be a blowout. It's going to be a dogfight.
The game's in Indiana. Let's just put that out there. When I think of this game, I remember the game that was at CMU when Michigan State came in. This is a big opportunity for Indiana. They're going to be excited for this game. It's on CBS. Don't sleep too much on Ohio State. Better not be sleeping or you're going to get your asses shocked. I think it's going to be a close game. Sorry, it sucks. No, I say it's going to be a close game, and I'll eat words. I say Indiana by 3.
With those 2 receivers, I can't not pick Ohio State. Those 2, Marvin Harrison Jr. is and will be the next big thing as far as receivers in the NFL.
Yeah.
He's incredible. And that other kid that they have on the outside is really super good too.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. But I'm just
so I'm not going to sit here and discredit what Ohio State does. Right. I think their coach Ryan Day is a complete douche canoe, but that's neither here nor there.
Correct.
But I will pick Ohio State to win by 14 because I'm not stupid.
I may be stupid, but I'm still picking Ohio State to lose by 3. So there you go. And then my last game I picked was University of Virginia, UV versus Tennessee.
Tennessee all day because they're at home, right?
Yeah, they're at home. Yeah.
Tennessee by 28. It's going to be a bloodbath. I think the Vols come in here they open up at home, and I think they do business and just absolutely shellac Virginia.
Right. I think there's out of that top 5, I think you're looking at 3 teams that want to make a point that week 1. I think it's our team that we'll talk about a little bit. Tennessee is one of those in the top 10 or top 15 that wants to make a point. And their point is they're going to kick some ass, and it's going to be a blowout. I think that's by 3 scores.
Yeah, they win, but it's going to be at least by 3.
Yeah.
Now the next game is my CMU Chippewas.
Chips.
Fire up Chips against. They're on the road tonight on FS1. If you guys are able to watch this game, I'm telling you, it's going to be a dogfight. I've talked to a couple of these kids at CMU because that's my place. That's where I work. I see the football players on a daily, and they're good kids. They work hard. Coach McElwain's got them going. They go and play Michigan State on the road, and all week long, actually for the last 2 weeks, they have big video boards, and the video board has a message from one of their players tweeted out, "This game will be the second easiest game on the schedule next to the bye week."
Wow.
The kids are properly motivated. They're pissed off, and they want to beat Michigan State.
Yeah.
I think, let's see here. I want to look at the Michigan State's time as a 14-point favorite to win that ball game.
Really?
Just 14. That's 2 scores. This is my upset of the week. CMU wins by a score. They win by 7.
That's I'm just looking at their schedule. They have an impressive first 4 games. I mean, at least 2 of the first 4 games are impressive. That tells you something, because I'd hate to think that colleges just throw shit games. If they're counting CMU out and they're calling them as a shit game, Notre Dame better watch out, and Michigan State definitely better watch out. I agree, Matt. I'm going to take CMU by a touchdown. Easy.
I mean, and part of it is me being a homer, but I've been around these kids. I've talked to them. They're all good kids. They all are properly motivated, and I really think that they can beat a team like Michigan State. Now, don't get it twisted. In 2 weeks, when we got to buckle it up again and go to South Bend, we're going to take our money and our ass kicking and bring it back to Mount Pleasant.
There you go.
I mean, we're not delusional. We know that to go to South Bend and win a game is far different than going to East Lansing.
That is correct. But to have those 2 games on your schedule, that must tell you something about your program.
And we like money.
Maybe. Yeah.
I mean, we signed those teams. We signed those teams to make money for the program, and which is really cool that they get the money and then we can go and lose, but we still come home with a bunch of money for the program to put towards their facilities and stuff like that, which is really cool, and it helps kind of build confidence as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the one for the week, the game we will always pick is the Michigan game. At home, at noon tomorrow, on Peacock. East Carolina comes into the big house to get beat by 35, period. End of discussion. If Michigan allows a score, I will be disappointed. That's the one thing that will disappoint me, is if they get scored on much before the third quarter. I think we blow them out. I think we drop at least 50 on them.
Yes, I agree, Matt, that it's going to be it should be on paper, should be an absolute ass beating, is what it should be. I feel that this year, like none other, Coach Harbaugh, well, he's not going to be there tomorrow, but Coach Harbaugh has these guys ready to not quit. Like, if you're up by 30, no, we're going to be up by 37. If we're up by 37, we're going to be up by 44. You know what I'm saying? He's got that team ready to do that. He was doing that last year more than he had in the past. I say Michigan by 3 touchdowns. But I say that, and that's who I pick. That's who's going to win. But as a Michigan fan, I think we can both agree, my bro, when it comes to basketball and football. You can either have the timeout, you can have the fumbled punt against Michigan State. You can have the Appalachian State beating the Michigan. All those
Hail
games,
Mary, the Colorado
Hail
Mary. Oh my
Colorado
God.
Hail Mary. Everything. There's always those things that us Michigan fans remember. Those are those moments that we talk about on the wrestling shows. The moments we'll never forget. I'll never forget being at the big house when Appalachian State stunned the nation and beat Michigan. I don't think ECU is even close to an Appalachian State. So I say Michigan by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think we're dropping at least 50 on them. I think it's going to be the game's going to be over by half, which will be fine with me because I got to take a nap.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are our picks. We'll have to make sure that we keep track of who won what, and we're going to keep score.
Yeah.
So before we move on to the NFL, picking our one game for next week, they're talking about the game next week. University of Nebraska, their volleyball team.
Yeah.
That was cool. If you haven't heard about it, University of Nebraska's volleyball team broke the world record for most people in attendance for a female sporting event.
Yeah.
That's pretty goddamn impressive. I think it was like 92,000.
92,000, yeah.
Hey, they beat AEW and they didn't have to go to Wembley.
There you go. That was a cool entrance. The theme song they played, the way they came to the state, into the building, or onto the floor. I loved that. Wasn't that at a baseball stadium?
No, football.
Football. It was in their college football stadium. That was cool. Under the lights. I mean, I love seeing a volleyball court set up on a football field. That's just amazing to me. But I was like, yeah.
Dummy,
So,
yeah.
Dummy, yeah. Oh, it's not that show. But no. Yeah, I love that. That was a pretty cool experience. I started digging volleyball last year when I was watching the tournament. So, and they have a solid tournament. They have a solid cool.
I just sent you something that you can throw up if you want for that. This is a picture of
Just a second.
Here's a picture that we're working on trying to get up here. For you guys who haven't didn't get a chance to see it.
Well, okay, that's wrong. Hold on. I'll get that back and I'll upload it over. Whoa, where'd you go? Okay, let me see. That is somewhere.
Swap spots.
Overlay, right? Overlay? No, yeah, overlay. There you go.
I mean, that's pretty goddamn impressive. It's just really cool.
For a volleyball game, hell yeah, it's cool.
You know, like I said, like I joke about it, but it's freaking accurate. They outdid a professional wrestling event. They love themselves some volleyball in Nebraska, though. Like they really do.
Yeah, that was impressive. So,
and you know what? It was Nebraska versus University of Nebraska Omaha. Of all teams, they could have picked someone else to do that with, but they picked University of Nebraska Omaha.
They had 92,000. That's incredible. So yeah.
So next up, we do have the NFL starts next week, and one game that we have just a week from yesterday is the Detroit Lions go to Arrowhead to play the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, I'm a Lions fan. I have a hard time with this game because I'm also a Chiefs fan. If Detroit comes out swinging, and I hope they do, they can beat Kansas City. And I really hope they do. Andrew told me that there's no shot Kansas City's going to blow us out.
Blow us out, huh?
Yeah. He's just like me. He really likes both teams. They're our two favorite teams, but he leans more towards Kansas City because all he knows is Detroit struggles. This is the best Detroit team I've seen in a very long time. I'm taking Detroit by 3. I think we can win that ball game. I think we go into Kansas City and win. We are currently, let's see, I'll give you the spread on this one. My stuff's being lagging really bad. I think we're only we're 6.5 point dogs.
I mean, it's cool that the writers are giving Detroit that much prop or that much because 6.5 is not that much.
No,
to be honest. So they're on the side of Detroit. They know that Detroit's going to be good this year. Everybody's been talking. You watch ESPN, you watch all the preseason games, and everybody's talking about don't sleep on Detroit. Don't sleep on them. I don't think we need to. I don't as a Lions fan for years, it's easy for me, and I must not be as big as diehard Lions fan as Matt is, but it's easy for me to go. I'm a wait and see guy now at this point in my life with the Lions. Every year I used to hype them up. This is the year. This is the year. This is the year. And now it's like I want to wait and see. They have a damn good ball club this year. And they got a fresh group of guys. They're all healthy. They're going to go on Arrowhead. If I'm Patrick Mahomes, I'm not sleeping on the Lions right now. I'd be studying the tapes. I'd be doing that. And I will say, Matt, I'll have to agree with you. It's not going to be any more than 3. Well, they're going to cover the spread, and they're going to beat them by 3. The Lions will win.
I think they, yeah.
Now, will it be easy? Hell no. Will I be on the edge of my seat screaming at the TV? Probably. We'll do it every year.
It's an 8:20 ball game on NBC next week. So
I'm going to tell you this: if they beat the Chiefs, NFL, that'll be them putting the NFL on notice. They have a point to make. Is what I'm trying to say.
I think Detroit has the weapons to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I think, like I said, my pick is they win by 3.
Yeah, I agree. 3 by 3. No more than 3. I don't think it's gonna be that. It's not gonna be that way. And if they lose, they're gonna get their asses kicked.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Johnny Cass, what's up?
What's up, Johnny? Oh yeah.
But next week there will be no Friday show. But catch us on TikTok when we make our predictions for catch us on TikTok for on that Saturday. We can do a prediction show for our weekly predictions
NFL.
For the week in football.
Yep.
We're gonna pick those games, and then we'll do our top 10 picks that day as well in that quick video. We have 10 minutes now on TikTok. We've got 10 minutes. So so the boys will be back together for 2 days.
Sir, September 9th and 10th. Check out the Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast as we go remote, as we're live together. Not sitting side by side on a video screen. We're going to be doing some live stuff, so excited about that.
But is there anything else you got for today?
No, not really. Thank you guys for joining the podcast, the sports podcast. It's something we've been talking about doing. I like it. It takes a break from wrestling. Not that I don't like wrestling, because we do. And just check us out. I mean, we're doing something. It seems like Matt or I are doing something Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then we're throwing up a vault on Saturday and a podcast on Sunday. So, and I was just thinking that it was cool that we started 2 years ago together, side by side, and that was it. Now my brothers, Matt, MATT, is running 3 podcasts. I'm running 3 podcasts, and then we come together to during the last one. So taking a little different avenue about it, but it's rolling, and there's big things to come for the Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast. Look out.
If you're out there listening to this and you want to be on as a guest, reach out to one of us. We will see what we can do. Mm-hmm. There is one rule to coming into our. There's one rule coming into our. I don't want to quote Jim Rome and say jungle, but there's one rule for coming in onto our show: have a take and don't suck.
That's right. So I'm going to be posting up on the Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast Facebook page. Give me about a couple hours. Those that want our merch, we have Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast merch on ProWrestlingTees.com. Up in the upper corner, there's one of the designs. There's 2 more designs up there. We have a day one-ish shirt, and we have another logo. I'll be posting it up. I believe I got a 20% off Labor Day sale code that I can give you guys to buy the Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast t-shirts. So check it out. Keep your eye out on the Facebook page for that, and see what we can do.
So I want to say thank you again to everybody. We appreciate all of you. But that's our time. Check us out on all of our socials. Drop us a line if you like what we're doing. We'd like to hear what you guys have to say. And again, guys, thank you. And
there's the number 1 team in the nation, boys.
We'll see you guys next time.
Extreme Championship.